Hi, and welcome back to Fishing with David Pyle. It's March 12th, 2025, and I come to you from my living room once again in a follow-up video where I want to expand on tune-up, and I will show some video footage from a trip 2 days ago where we caught some springers, and I'll use those videos to kind of talk about best practices in springer fishing, and I'll also talk about mistakes or areas of improvement that I feel I need to make, which is a valuable tool I get from watching my videos, reviewing them. So I think hopefully that you find this interesting. I do want to reintroduce myself to those who don't know me. Again, David Pyle. I'm a fishing guide. My business is called Fishing with David Pyle. And here in Portland, Oregon, I fish the Willamette River, the Columbia River, the Pacific Ocean, above Bonneville, throughout the Columbia River system. And I do both guided education trips and I do regular guided trips. Anyway, you can find out more about that on my website, and you can contact me if you're interested in doing a trip. I do have openings in late April. I've booked out most of April, but I've got late April, I've got May, June, July, and I would like to start booking my Buoy 10 trips early. So if you're interested in a trip to Buoy 10, please contact me now, and I'll get you some seats. So on to expanding on my tune-up from my last video. Real important to get out early and work the bugs out. And certainly my first 2 trips, I felt a little bit clunky, and I was, realized there were certain things that I didn't have on my boat that I needed, or just modifications, maybe even to my Reactor 40 remote. I felt like the cord was hanging a little bit long, so I snipped it off, shortened it up. Those little details hopefully will help me throughout the season, but it's just when you're out there, you're recognizing things that aren't in place in your boat, and you're getting some sense of order. And in my case, I like to be very organized on my boat, so that tune-up process helps me tremendously in that respect alone. In addition, I'm out scratching the fishing grounds. I'm bouncing the bottom in areas, finding out if it's snaggy. I'm watching other anglers, trying to determine what they might be using that I'm not using. Are they using more lead, less lead? Are they using prawns? Are they using herring? And so a big part of what I do is observe others, especially in the pre-season. So that whole tune-up process, incredibly important. And of course, expanding on those pieces of just having some organization in my boat, and then watching others who know what they're doing. They've been fishing there for years and years and years in certain areas. I actually landed a couple of fish, and in that process, captured some video footage that I want to share with you. And one of the number one things I talk about in my guided education trips, especially for springers, is to really be calm and leave the rod in the rod holder. In the case of this trip, I didn't communicate that early. And so when we had our first takedown, it came out of the rod holder pretty fast, and I was like, whoa, 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 just hold that fish off. Let him chew, let him chew. You'll hear me on the video saying that.
I get people that on the boat all the time. I'm like, just leave it, let him eat it.
Give that one a crank. Whoa, whoa, that's fish. Wait, whoa, easy.
Let him chew. He's on.
Let him chew.
He's on. Yeah, yeah, he's on. Cool.
He's got a fish?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know, this is an experienced angler that was holding the rod. He was pretty calm with it, but had that been somebody maybe not quite so experienced, they might have just pulled that herring straight out of the springer's mouth. So real important when you're fishing bait. Wait. Can't say it enough. You just have to be calm and let the rod holder do its job. I like to see the rod bend, and it will go down slow, usually come back up, down slow, usually come back up. At the point where it really starts to dig, that's when I want to take it out of the rod holder. I trust the rod holder more than I trust a human being. In every case, those rod holders are doing their job, and if we happen to be fishing with rod in hand, which we're doing on this trip, and a fish is on, I always tell people, just pretend you're a rod holder. So that's the number one with springers. They're feeding, let them chew. My mentor told me that herring is like a prime rib, and we wouldn't be able to gulp all that in one shot. It's going to take a while to chew on it. So let the fish chew, let them get hooked up good, and once it's running away from the boat, that's the time that you can actually start to manage that fish. But prior to that, as I said, try to leave it in the rod holder. Try to be patient. I know adrenaline is going, and we all, especially the first fish of the season, and again, we're in tune-up mode, but everybody's like real jumpy. Like, wow, I'm shocked we even got a springer this early. So, hats off that we kind of corrected midstream on that, and we got the fish in. We'll show you a video of that.
You're not ready? Okay, wait. Oh, I got him. Come on, be a keeper.
But the second element of, let's say, fighting a fish, again, my tune-up process, I try to remain very calm and poised. And it's just really important that I'm not getting people's adrenaline up higher than needed. So when a fish is running away from the boat, I'm just like, hold that fish out, hold that fish out. If it eases up, I want you to reel on that fish and bring it up to the boat. Hopefully it comes to the boat and it's ready to be netted, but a lot of times it's going to make another run. So just to be patient with that and not try to horse it.
See how it would be to sit in my swivel chair and fish, but it actually works better. Look at that, it's a fish.
Yeah, he's been dancing around over there.
Look at, he's looking at that right there.
He is, and that's a, now that is,
come on,
he's right there.
He's on it. Okay, let's get our gear up. Just let him shoot for a bit.
I'm up over top of you guys with the camera, dude.
Cool.
Well, you almost hit me with the net twice.
Okay. Hopefully it didn't splash any water.
Down here. 15.
Okay. Keep your rod tip point this way toward me.
If you try to net a fish when it's not quite ready, it'll thrash at the top of the water. It'll thrash really hard, and it's just doing head shakes, and likely it's going to pop the hooks. But if you bring you fight a good fight, and that fish comes to the boat and they come up and lay on their side, that's the best time to land a fish. And so in this instance, in landing both fish, I was pretty calm and poised and clear when we were fighting the fish and bringing it to the net. But on the first fish, that fish was probably still a little bit hot when I netted it. And again, this is first fish of the season. I may not show it, but my adrenaline was going on the inside, and I was like, I don't want to lose this springer. It's like a piece of gold. Unbelievable to get one this early. And anyway, probably netted that one a little bit before it was ready, but I did a pretty good job netting that fish. The second fish, again, I was still a little bit nervous, which is like, well, it's my second fish of the day. I should have had my wits about me and been a little more calm. And I netted it from the tail, which I really, really suggest you don't do. It's a very bad practice. You want to net it head first into the net. And I generally tell people,
point this way toward me. Tail netting, I don't like to do that, but you know what?
It works.
He's in.
Two keepers.
the guy that's holding the rod, I want you to lead that fish into me, and I'm just going to stick the net under his nose and net that fish. But again, my learning from my tune-up trips and being able to see it on video, I realized, hey, I wasn't on my A game, but landed both fish, very little incidents. All in all, very, very lucky to get two fish this early. So quite a blessing. So again, takeaway for springer fishing, always let them chew. Leave it in the rod holder as long as you can till that fish starts running, peeling line. Number two, be calm and poised while you're fighting the fish. Try to keep as much emotion out of it as you can so that you don't make a mistake. And then number three, netting the fish, always trying to net it nose in, and the person holding the net communicating with the person holding the rod, asking them to bring the fish to the net. You never want to be netting a fish and chasing it around. You don't want to net a fish when it's 2 inches underwater and still swimming, because they can turn on a dime, and in all likelihood one of those hooks is going to get snarled on the outside of your net and you're going to lose that fish. So I hope you enjoy this video. Again, please support my business. Professional guide here in Portland, Oregon, and you can reach me at 503-516-3030. Text me. You can email me at fishingwithdavidpyle@gmail.com, and you can go to my website at fishingwithdavidpyle.com, and you can find all my contact information. I've got fishing videos organized much better than you would find on YouTube. So stay tuned. Enjoy this video, and we'll see you next time on Fishing with David Pyle.